Hi everyone, I'm going to showcase NVIDIA stock analysis dashboard, which by making use of real-time data, and we have historical data as well. So I have gone through candlestick charts, and if you can see here, this is volume-related information. And I have also calculated the moving average by making use of existing data. And we can also go through trend analysis and volatility. So let's dig into the individual charts here. So we have candlestick charts. So this is basically, I have used dual axis. So if you can see, we have open value and high. So what exactly I have done is like whenever you're going to mouse over here, we can see open and close value, correct? So by making use of open and close, I have used Gantt chart, Gantt bar to display the size of open and close. So similarly, if you go back to the background bar graph, so this is based on, I mean, we are showing all the KPIs, but this is based on high and low. So if you can see the second tooltip, low minus high, so that way it is driving the size of the bar. So this is basically created by making use of dual axis. And we are able to showcase those indicators, right? The candlestick charts, basically it shows the psychology where bullish versus bearish, right? And this is the label where the background, you can see the green color. So based on the selection, let's say if I'm going to select this particular year, it will show on a particular day what exactly the highest value. So if you can see the close value is 207. So this is the highest value across this particular year. So if you go back to this month, so if you can see here, this is the, so this closing value is 185.55. So this is the highest recorded. Got it? So basically, the candlestick will shows the psychology of the market, right? So this is where you can go back to historical data. If you can see, I have more than 10 years of data. So let me filter out, click on 10 years. So I have more than, even I can go back till 2015 or lesser as well. Okay, this is one interesting analysis. So, but one of the additional analysis I have done is like volume. So if I have seen the data for the NVIDIA, so basically it's not about the current year or previous year. So if you go back to the, let's say, select the year filter and not this year, sorry, select years on top. And if you can choose like, let's say last 10 years of data, I can see the volume is more somewhere around 2017, right? So uh, it's not closer to this current year or previous year. So if you can see, and I have created a calculated field to differentiate the spike versus normal trend. So whenever it is going to increase, I just differentiated the line graph here by making use of color condition. But this is where you can see the maximum 23.37 billion. This is recorded on June 2017, and still you can see May 2017 is also closer to 20 billion. And this is the overall average across last 10 years. And if you can select this particular year, you can compare average and the maximum. So the maximum is 6.8 billion, and but the average is 4.43. Got it? So, but interestingly, the volume is a bit higher around 2017, right? So that's what I want to showcase here regarding NVIDIA overall value. This is the real-time data I got captured from the internet. And one more point is like volatility. So basically, if you want to know how much change happened on a particular day, so this is one analysis we can show. So let me showcase header. So if you want to filter out, this is last 3 years. Let's say I'll go for this particular year. On a particular year, how much change happened. So on a particular day, if you can see like the maximum increased price, the maximum daily price change is like $15, 15.44. And similarly, the maximum decreased price change, it went low on a, reduced to minus 15.31. So here it is, the daily price change. So if it is red, it got decreased. And if you can see, if it is green, it should be increased. So that way I differentiated this chart. Yeah, here it is minus 14.85. So this is one of the interesting chart where you can differentiate the opening value and the closing value, and also the percentage difference, and not the percentage, the daily price difference. By making use of this particular chart, it helps a lot for the comparison. And I also added an average line. This is across here. So if you go back to this particular month, you can see the average is 182.14. So this month we have very less data. Probably we'll go with this particular quarter. So the average price is 187.45. And I have also gone through trend analysis. So let me select last 5 years of data. So I have used the average value here. So if you see, let me select the year header here. So show header, it's not coming up. So let me, yeah, sorry, on top we have the, I missed it. So we have like a particular year-wise closing value. And till 2023, so the average value is less than 50. The NVIDIA stock price value is less than 50. But if you can see, the average, it's gone drastically up uh, for the last 2 years. 2024, the average price is like 107. And for current year, you can see the average price is 152. So, I mean, this is not about the investment suggestion or any plans, but I mean, in general, so whenever you're going for a long-term investment, right? So if I have done this moving average as well, so I'll go through that. But when it comes to like long-term investment, so if you go back to the trend analysis, for sure, even though you can see the let's say for an example the ups and downs, if you're going for a long-term investment, so the average whoever making use of consistent across every month or at least every yearly on a certain point of time, right? If you invest some amount, so the average you can see it keeps on increasing, right? So that is what one of the trend analysis where we can see here. So one good example where the moving average or the regular average helps. And I have calculated the moving average. So this is a calculated field. So the 20 days moving average, let me showcase that. So the 20 days moving average, I used lookup function to calculate, not lookup, sorry, the Windows average. And what exactly I want to showcase is, here you have 20 days moving average, right? How to calculate 20 days moving average? Let's say I have a sum of close value. You can right click, quick table calculation, and you have a flexibility to go with moving average. So by default, it won't take 20 days. So you can see somewhere till last 3-4 days, it's matched with the 20-day moving average. But let me edit the calculation, edit the table calculation. So when it comes like moving average, it consider only previous two. So now, if you want to go for 20-day moving average calculation, let's go for 19 previous days and include the current value. And as I say, right, I already calculated the moving average. Let's compare the moving average which we calculated on the fly within the dashboard and the existing moving average. 180.9, and you can see here is also 182.9. It matched here. So yeah, it matched everywhere, right? So even you go back to the previous months, right? So the data is matching. So this is one of the flexibility in Tableau where you can create moving average on the fly. Let's say if I want to go back, calculate last 50-day, right? So generally we have 20-day moving average, 200-day moving average. So you can go for 49 and consider current month, current day, current value. That's a overall 50-day moving average. Got it? So this is one pretty simple option in Tableau where you can go with easily you can calculate instead of going for the calculated field like Windows or lookup values. I mean, generally for average calculation, better to go for Windows average instead of regular average. But this is the one of the best example where by making use of table calculation. And let me use edit alias and let's say 50-day moving average. So I can just rename here. And I also calculated the price difference, the daily change. So we have a close. This I calculated as a moving average, but let me drag and drop close here. So if you can see the difference between opening value and the close value, that's the daily percentage price change. Sorry, not percentage. And I also have the support and the resistance metrics. So if you want more details, I can share over the details in the comment section. But this is one of the interesting analysis I have done. Like easily you can create those moving average calculations, and Tableau is pretty flexible to calculate those percentage differentiation and those trend analysis, right? So yeah, Thanks for watching, and please let us know in the comment section if you want any details. Thank you.